are proud even. Take them away, yeah, away, yeah. Alright then. Know them a watch me while me a drive past. Bout them want see logic behind bars. Them too bad mind and them too fast. None of them does see me first class. Through them just fast see me blood flow. You know the graveyard them want me go. So me beg Father God some man. No bad man can stop me flow. Oh Father God, guide me from them bad mind people. Want them where I power is even. Take them away, yeah, away, yeah. Oh,
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Voice of the Man Bongo Prime representing for Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning to everyone. Are you good? Are you feeling all right? Are you going to have the best day of your life? Only questions you alone can answer, right? All right, so we are back with you for another day here on WeFM's Activated Mornings program. It's a brand new month at that. We are in November. It is close to December, which means we are coming very quickly close to the end of the year, all right? And you know that Christmas song, Another Year Over, and what have you done? What have you done with yourself for the entire year? Have you made yourself proud? Let's hope the answer to that is yes, all right? So good morning to everyone, whatever it is that you are up to for today. Whether you are heading to school, whether you are heading into work, whether you are heading into Washuganu or Washuganu. And for those who might not know, I just think I pronounced it incorrectly, but that is the Carib name for Kingston, all right? So if you're headed into Washuganu, yes. Hope that you get there safely, all right? In and out safely. Same speed, all right? So good morning to everyone. Dianna, good morning to you.
Good morning, Roleza. Good morning, everybody. I hope all is well this morning. Asman, well, good morning to you too.
Asman, boy, I wonder if it's you alone in that feeling. All right, but we're going to harass you too much this morning with that. Good morning. You good otherwise?
I'm all right. Yeah, I am here.
You do? All right. All we sometimes just do. All right?
That's it.
All right. And if you walk out of bed feeling like Blue Monday, that painting by Annie Lee, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. All right? It's titled Blue Monday by Annie Lee. Go and have a look at that. If you got out of bed feeling just like that, I'm hoping that at least we would help to make your Monday morning just a little better. All right? With our conversations and everything else. We're hoping that we could bring a little bit of spark to your day. We're going to try, all right? We're going to try. All right.
Before we go, I see Lyndon is saying good morning here. So morning to you as well there, Lyndon. Oh, and Mrs. Joseph is on. So good morning, Mrs. Joseph.
Morning to everybody. All right, so we are in the political season, but I just want to send, we're going to get into our topic, yes, but just want to make mention of something that I saw. I think it was in all the newspapers. If I'm not mistaken, it was in all the newspapers. And is a notice to special voters regarding the registration period. So notices given that the period of 15 days, which started on the 30th of the 30th of October and ending the 13th of November is declared as a period for special voters registration. Every person who is 18 years of age or older on or before the 13th of November 2025, you are entitled to be registered as a voter and must ensure that you complete that registration during that period. All right. So if you are going to be 18, if you are 18 years or older, you're going to be 18 on or before the 13th of November, you can go on out. And we're strongly advising, suggesting, hoping, wishing, encouraging. I can't find any other words, all right? But that you would go on out and get registered to vote and be a part of the process. Whether or not you fully, I was going to say whether or not you fully understand the process, but even whether or not you fully understand the process at this time, try to seek guidance from maybe an objective person, all right? With regards to why it is that you should be involved in this process as a young person. So,
that may be something the political parties can look into if they haven't done it already, and I'm just not aware. But having sessions outside of the rallies and the campaign, whatever campaign events, but just have sessions where they are educating the people on how to get registered and how to vote and how to properly mark their X and all these sort of things.
I mentioned to Rajiv last week that I want for us to do it. And I did try calling the electoral office on Friday. I was wondering if something was wrong with government line, because I tried calling the electoral office several times. I got through one time, and then when I was trying to call the direct number, I couldn't get through. PBX I couldn't get through to. So I was wondering if something was up on Friday with the phone lines. But it is definitely something that I want for us here on Activated Mornings to do, because there are things that I think many persons are going to take for granted that we should be reminded of. I mean, this period of election comes around every 5 years, right? And there might be things that, not going to stay in our minds for a whole 5-year period, because, we just have clear space for other things, right? Clear mental space for other things. But it is something that I want for us to do. So I'm going to try to reach back out again to the electoral office this morning, just to see how we could, bring a little bit of information, enlightenment, what is the correct procedures, etc. On this program. Okay. All righty. And just in some preliminaries as well. Sunday weekend, I had a lot of time to think, right? I have plenty of work to do otherwise. So when I have that time, I sit down and I think a lot. And my mind ran to, some of these government departments and agencies, etc., who are currently working overtime or in overdrive to get things done ahead of November 27th, right? And, one of the things that I've recognized is that sometimes whether or not something is done in a constituency might be the sole reason why a particular candidate might lose the election. And I'm just thinking about those persons who right now are in that position where they're placed in a position where they have to try to push to get things done. So, to those persons who find themselves in that position, special good morning to you, all right? Because I can only imagine. What it's going to be like for many of you between now and the 27th, because sometimes it's the little things that might cause somebody to lose an election. I even want to say win, but to lose an election. So that was just me there thinking aloud and saying good morning to those persons. All right, so let's head into our main topic. So I'm asking you, or we asking a question: with two Asian political leaders, would your vote change if you knew who their successor is going to be? All right, and I am saying this in relation to if you knew now who they are going to appoint as their successor within the next 5 years, would it influence you to maybe reconsider how you vote? All right. So this came to me based on an article on, where was the article from now? It was on St. Vincent Times, an opinion piece, not an article, it's an opinion piece. And contained in that article, or that opinion piece, which is titled Critical Questions Vincentians Must Ask Before Election Day, they asked two things. They mentioned two things. So consider as a ULP supporter, we're approaching 25 years under one leader. He's not getting any younger, and another term in office will push him past the age of 80. Currently, there is still no clear succession plan. Who's next in line to take over the leadership? We may love and vote for the current PM, but would we be satisfied with whoever succeeds him? Now, things to consider or something to consider as an NDP supporter. Like the ULP, the NDP's leadership is also aging. If successful, would Dr. Friday try to hold on to power, even though his first term would put him at age 70? Is there a succession plan? Would they be making the changes they've assured us of, or would they spend the next 5 years cleaning up the mess they claim the ULP will leave? So if you were to know who is going to be the successor in both parties, would that influence how you are going to vote this coming elections?
I think it will definitely influence some persons' votes. In fact, I have heard conversations, where persons have said that is a concern among certain voters. They're like, I know what I have now, but I don't know what is to come. So when it comes to that, I'm kind of skeptical on where I should go or what I should do and things like that. So I definitely think that it is going to influence some persons' vote. There are persons who are thinking about that. They're not sure who the next person is going to be, and they say they don't like certain characteristics of this person. But I mean, change is inevitable, and unless you know for a fact that this person is going to take over, then maybe worry about something else.
Well, you are correct with that part when you said change is inevitable. But there's something that I've always thought of on the ULP's side in particular, right? And I put this question to other persons, the supporters of the ULP, right? In that, if the PM, the Prime Minister, Ralph E. Gonsalves, Dr. Ralph E. Gonsalves, if he was not the current leader of the party, do they think that the ULP would have been in power for as long as they have been, right? Because for many of us, and I'm saying us, I was of the opinion that even by 2020, it might have been before, but at least definitely by 2020, that by that time, we should have seen someone else taking the leadership position. And some persons have said to me that persons have voted for the ULP because PM is the one who is the leader. But if you take him away as the leader, would they still get the amount of votes that they're getting, right? One of the things that I've been noticing is billboards that are currently going up on, well, for the ULP side, I've noticed. Now, mind you, I ain't reached very far. I've only driven between Clay Valley and town on Friday. So it's only 2 billboards I see, all right? So go easy on me if I'm just making a thing comparison. But anyhow, I noticed that with the billboards that are going up for Kisal, well, for the representative or the candidate for West Kingston and for South Leeward, there is a billboard of those candidates, but right next to them is a billboard for the PM, right? The one in Beckwith, which I saw from images, not that I went to Beckwith, I'd love to have gone to Beckwith on the weekend, but no, right? And an image that I saw in Beckwith, it's the photo of that candidate for Northern Grenadines, and next to it is a photo of the PM, Minister Caesar, and Minister Gonsalves, Camilo Gonsalves. And when I looked at it, I'm there thinking, number one, I'm not quite sure how I feel about. So you are saying to vote for this candidate, right? For South Leeward and for West Kingston. But am I voting for that candidate based on the strength of that candidate? Or am I voting for that candidate and by extension, because the current political leader is Dr. Gonsalves? That is how it comes across to me. Now, when it comes to the one in Beckwith, we're seeing, is it a case where we are to interpret that the designated successors are going to be either Saboto Caesar or Camilo Gonsalves, right? And it's not the first time I think that. I think in the last election, we also saw it was that billboard with the two of them as well, right? So again, if we are going to assume that the designated successor is going to be one of these persons, are we going to vote for the ULP, for those persons who are going to vote for the ULP? Are you feeling confident in one of them taking over that leadership?
I know some persons are not. When it comes to that particular party and some person who may be taking over, some persons are not comfortable with that, even though it's their party and they support the party.
All right. So we're going to head on out. If time permits, we could probably take this back up after Life's commentary, but it is something for us to think about, right? I know that we touched on the ULP I had more to say for the NDP side, but the ULP is a little bit more blatant given the current age of our Prime Minister heading into the next 5 years, possibly if that government is returned into office. All right. So maybe I'd give my position on NDP in the next segment, right? Who knows? Maybe. All righty. So with that, we are heading on out. Time here in SVG. It is very quickly approaching 7:35, and we're going to bring to you today's traffic